Good afternoon. Today's training is on antibiotic-resistant syphilis. Let's begin, shall we? Antibiotic-resistant syphilis, also known as Treponema pallidum, is a sexually transmitted disease. It's the oldest known sexually transmitted disease, dating back to the 14th century. It's proven itself to be extremely difficult to eradicate for many reasons, mainly due to decreased condom use in the early 2000s. This is because there has continued to be an uptick in illicit drug use, more online dating apps, and new HIV prophylactic drugs that have come out. Treatment. When penicillin was developed, it was thought to be a miracle drug for many infections, including syphilis. However, many individuals are allergic to it, so tetracycline or macrolides are often used instead. Penicillin is not readily available in many parts of the world as well. The problem with these two drugs is that the antimicrobial resistance is evolving rapidly in both of them, especially as infectious diseases like syphilis mutate and to develop this resistance. To research this problem, scientists have encountered numerous problems with syphilis. The biggest problem is that it is extremely fragile and difficult to grow in a lab. Until recently, animal testing has been absolutely necessary to even research it at all. In 2021, scientists uncovered an antibiotic called linezolid as potential treatment for syphilis. Linezolid is being used to treat vancomycin-resistant infections right now. And vancomycin is well known to be one of the strongest antibiotics for resistant infections, which is promising for linezolid and its ability to treat antibiotic-resistant syphilis in the future. So as far as symptoms, identifying syphilis is typically quite easy, as symptoms are often very visible. Cancerous red sores appear first in the place where the disease enters the body, often the anus or the genitals. Then a rash spreads to other parts of the body. It doesn't typically cause itching, though. Other symptoms can include fever, headaches, sore throat, fatigue, swollen lymph nodes, and even some hair loss. So who's the most at risk? It should probably come as no surprise that those with multiple sex partners are at highest risk because it is a sexually transmitted disease. Congenital syphilis also is on the rise, where the infection passes from the mother to the fetus in utero. So how do we test? Testing is very complicated due to the fact that once a person has syphilis, they have it all their lives. So we have to differentiate between the active and the previous infection. So work is currently being done to do this by identifying syphilis through DNA testing like they do with HIV and other viruses and bacteria. Rates, as you can see, syphilis rates around the world are concentrated in Africa and South America. However, the US is not far behind as rates continue to rise here. It's estimated that 171,000 cases were reported just in 2021. Because syphilis is a reportable disease in the US, these numbers are actually quite accurate. So how do we decrease the spread? The best way to stop the spread of any disease is to prevent it in the first place. For syphilis, this requires safe sex education. Fortunately, treatment for HIV has improved drastically over the last 30 years. Unfortunately, there are still many other sexually transmitted diseases that require safe sex practices to be used, like syphilis. Additionally, continued research is needed to make sure we are combating antibiotic resistance. Some think that a vaccine could be developed to eradicate the disease, but progress has been extremely slow in developing a vaccine for syphilis. I thank you for coming to this presentation. If you have questions, feel free to call or email me at any time.